Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and my name is Benjamin Emmanuel and today I'm going to be running you through a process of how you can install WordPress on your local machine without having a live server. So if you're somebody who likes to test themes, plugins, and work on it, develop a site offline without having to be bothered about being online so that you can test and break and fix a lot of things, this video is just what you need. All right. And we're going to be using local by Flywheel to do that. So you just come to localwp.com and you have the option to download the software for free. So when you click on the download button, it's going to ask you for certain details like name, your kind of device you're using, first name, your last name, whether you're an agency or just an individual, and your email. You click on Get Now, and you're good to go. So when you're done that, the site installs. It's just a regular process of installing. You're good to go. Then what you need to do is you need to come to local. And when you open local on your local machine, local on your local machine, then you can have a couple of sites. For example, like you see, I already have a couple of sites running for me. So you see a button here where you say add local site. I'm going to click on that and I'm greeted with this screen to say create a new site. I have the option to create from a blueprint. So a blueprint is just like I have set up maybe like my favorite builder, my whatever builder you're using, whether you're using breakdowns, bricks, Elementor, whatever one you're using, generate press. So I have that. So I have like pre-installed plugins and pre-installed settings that I have, and I can create that as a blueprint. That's what a blueprint means. But for this purpose of this tutorial, we're just going to have a fresh install of, WordPress. So I'm just going to say create a new site and I'm going to say continue. And I'm going to call the name of the website Test Ground. Right? Oops. Test Ground. Right. And I have the option to, choose whatever domain name I want to be called. It's be called testground.com, testground, .ng, testground, gh, whatever works for you. I'm just going to leave it at local for now, and you can see the site's path, right? You can choose what path you want, but I'm just going to leave everything to the default as it is. Now I'm just going to continue and I have the option. So local gives you the option to have a preferred setup or a custom setup. I always prefer the custom setup because I may not want what they are giving to me. For example, I don't want to use PHP 8.2 because I'm using a particular hosting service, live hosting service, which is Hostinger, which supports PHP 8.4. So I'm just going to choose preferred, a custom setup, which is making me choose PHP 8.4.0. As you can see, I have options to download or update whatever PHP version you want to use. I'm just going to use 4.10. And for my server, it's going to be Nginx, not Apache. All right. And I'm going to be using my SQL 8.3, 8.035. That's my most preferred setup. You can choose whatever works for you. It doesn't matter. That's just get started. Okay. You can always update and upgrade whatever you have chosen. Right. So let's go. We click on continue. Now we are greeted with a screen where we have to set up WordPress itself now. So I'm going to just say admin as my username, WordPress username, and I'm going to say admin as my WordPress password. Obviously, this is just a local test ground. This is not a secure password to use. Forgive the truck and the noise outside it. So that's not the best option for you to use, but hey, it works. So you have your email that you're going to work with, your username and your password and your email. You can use any email that you prefer to choose, right? I'm just going to say add site. It's going to keep running. This will happen depending on the speed of your system. And sometimes if you're connected to the internet, you might try to pull down resources from local WP to get you the latest, right? So right now it's asking me for my local password prompt and it's asking me that's the password to my local machine, to my own computer. So I'm just going to put that in. Yep. And it's installing WordPress, it's downloading WordPress. So it's going to give you the WordPress version that comes with the current local WP version that is installed on your computer. So local.wp tends to update itself from time to time. So sometimes when it updates, it gives you the version that is good for you. So as you can see, I'm all done. It's already installed. So I have, I'm just going to do a brief walkthrough, then we'll continue, So you have site folder, site shell, VS Code, overview, database tools. So, but I'm just going to run you through this particular area right now. So you see we have site domain. It's called testground.local. We have the option to change that. We have an SSL certificate, what that means, just for trust. I'll deal with all this in a second in our upcoming video. If you want me to do that, please leave a comment below so I can do all that. Then web server. So I already have Nginx as my web server. My PHP version is 8.40. I can also change that or upgrade that. My database is SQL 8.035. Then I have WordPress version 6.83 installed. I believe that's when I'm recording this is the current version of WordPress installed. And voila, WordPress is done made. All right. So before we go to, and just to prove that, I can just click on open site, and I have test ground here, and I have WordPress running just like that. Right. This process is less than 2 minutes. Right. All done. So I'm going to come back here and let's go through some basic things on local. So from the here up here, when you have site folder, it gives you the option to go into the root folder where the WordPress installation is, done, where your WordPress was installed on your local machine. Now, if you were using a hosting platform that probably uses something like cPanel or hPanel for those on Hostinger, it's going to take you need to get to that's where your root folder is. So if I click on site folder, it opens the platform. So as you can see, I have, test ground here. If I come back to my local site, you see all the local sites I currently have, and I have test ground running here, and I come to public, and you see all the WordPress installation files are here at this particular point in time. All right, so let's go back. All right, so site shell basically is for some development stuff. We're not going to get into that. You're going to be connecting your system to VS Code, your local site to VS Code to actually get access to your WordPress local files and edit your WordPress local files if you ever need to. This gives you access to that. But I want to focus here. Here we have an overview. Here we have database. All right. So I actually have access to my local database. If I click on Open Admin New, it's going to give me this screen. You'll get greeted with this thing sometimes. I don't know why that happens. Probably it's a glitch on my system. I don't know. I'll fix it. All right, so I see my WordPress local host here. So I have my access to what you would call your PHP my admin. So this gives you access to that. So right now I can see my WordPress installed, my database here, and I can still do a lot of edits, and configurations from this end. All right, good, awesome. Now, so we also have some tools that comes with WordPress, that comes with local. So things like MailPit. MailPit allows you to have access to your local email service. So whatever email I'm using right now, I can actually access it, on my local machine by just using MailPit. So if I click on MailPit, it's going to try and run me, my latest WordPress installation is there. All right. So this pretty much helps you do everything that you need to do to set up WordPress. And from here, you are good to go. If I click on WP admin, it tries to help me log in. So, I just say admin, and it brings me to my dashboard, right? Simple, cool. And from there, you can run your way through WordPress.